Alright, so today we're checking out the new WUBEN E2 Pulse, a very small keychain flashlight. And I got the two colors that are available right now, the black and the red. I don't know if other colors are available. There might be. Check the link in the description. Also, I'm not 100% sure of the pricing yet, but I'm expecting something like this to be around $20-$25. And it's really light. It's like about 10.6 grams, I believe, is what they said in the documentation. And compared to the AirPods Pro, there's like 10.7 grams. So one of these is going to weigh about that. So it's super tiny, very light. It's plastic construction. You got an LED here in the front, and then you have some side LEDs to turn into sort of a lamp. Got a button here, turn it on and off for operation. A magnetic tail, so you can attach it to some sort of metal object, and it's hanging off the screwdriver here. Metal surfaces, and you got this little hole here for the keychain ring. It's one of these that's included. So if you want to put on a keychain, you can do that. And then the USB port for charging is here in the back. It is it's kind of a hard plastic port here. So you can see, kind of move this out of the way and then charge it up. In terms of the rest of the stuff you get in the box, it's your user manual. I'll show you that here in a second. You get a USB cable for charging, and then some of these versions you'll have basically the standard package or the necklace bundle. So I got the necklace bundle here, and that is this special attachment. So you get this chain, and you can hang this off of your neck and use it as sort of a safety light, and it attaches to the tail. So you just basically pop it on the bottom here like so, just clips on, kind of just push these little spring latches, and then it's pretty tight there, and then you just push these little buttons here to remove it. Comes right off. And then for those that if you get the necklace bundle, they'll come with this little quick release connector manual, but there's really not much there. It just explains how the little function connection thing works, so you can hang it off of your neck, or you can use your key. Just a quick look at the manual. Basically shows you what comes in it. There's a operating instruction section here, and so basically you're going to use a combination of single presses, double presses, and long presses to cycle through all the different functions. I'm actually going to demonstrate that all here in a second. Alright, so here are all the basically specs on the brightness level. So maximum brightness is going to be 150 lumens for 1 minute when you go to that level, and then it drops down to 100 lumens and up to 30 minutes. This is the main LED. Medium is going to be 50 lumens up to an hour, and then low is 5 lumens, and that'll last up to 7 hours. That's pretty impressive. There's a white side light. Under high mode, it's 80 lumens. It'll last for 30 minutes, and then low is 10 lumens. It'll last for 3 hours. So it's kind of like using it as a lamp. And then there's a heartbeat flash mode that'll last up to 17 hours. And then there's a red light and a blue light beacon. Basically, in that beacon mode here, you get 1 lumen for 35 hours. It's sort of a red flashing light. Then you have a red and a blue flashing light, 1 lumen, and that'll last up to 28 hours. It's kind of like a safety light. You can use that, like, say if you're walking in the dark and maybe on the side of the street, you want to make sure that cars can see you, that you can use it in that aspect. I'll talk about that later. I'll actually demonstrate that. And then here are the rest of the specs. So yeah, 26 meters for the maximum distance. It's 1.5 meter drop rated, IP66 water resistant, and it's 10.7 grams for the weight. And then here's the dimensions. So 41.4 millimeters long maximum, and 19 by 14.6 in terms of the side dimensions. Alright, so a quick demo of how it operates. Just on the single button here, click to turn it on, and I'm not sure what level this is. Let's click medium. Yeah, the high. So you just hold the button to go down to high. So that's low, medium, high, and then back down to low. So you just hold long press to go cycle through the different levels. I put it back into medium. Short press to turn it off, and it should have memory, so it goes right back to the last mode that you're on. And then to switch to the other lights, you double press the button when it's powered on. So we'll go double press the button. Then you get this little side lamp here. So you get these white LEDs on the side. And let's see if this, and so you get to, and it basically cycles through the modes. And once you turn this mode on with the different levels, long press the button. So that's high. That's pretty impressive. And back down to low. So low is, oh, so this is the heartbeat flash. So basically the little white LED turns on and off. And then we'll go to the next mode, double press. Got the red and blue blinking, I guess you call it a safety light. And then long press to go to the next level in here. So you got a red flashing light in this same mode. And long press again to go back to that blue and red flashing light. And then double press to go back to the main LED. So that's how it functions. I'm going to go into the garage and we'll look at what it looks like in the dark in terms of how functional it is, and also the side light from a distance. We'll see how that looks from a distance. Alright, so we're in the garage. We're going to go ahead and just turn on the main LED. This is the low mode, so pretty decent for not much light. And we'll go to the next level, is medium. Medium is going to be pretty good for a lot of stuff. We've got a nice little bug here flying around. Definitely good enough to see pretty much all the stuff I want to see in the garage. And just 100 lumens. And we'll go to high. So definitely overkill for a small space like this. But quite effective. And back down to low. And I'm going to take a look at the light from a distance here. So here's low, medium, and here's high. So this looks like off in the distance. Let's go ahead and take it back to low. And we'll switch over to the next mode. So here is this lamp mode. Yeah, I believe we're in the low settings. So let's go ahead and press the button. This is high. Yeah, so it's almost too bright to look at directly, but you can see it kind of use it as a lamp. Definitely good enough to like light up stuff without using the main LED. Could use it in low mode, or here's the pulsating white mode. And back to low. So I can imagine using this as a light source. And let's see if take it off of the necklace thing here, and then I'll stick it on the side of the car. You can kind of use it as a little lamp, actually. Kind of amazing. All right, now we're switching this over to the blue and red flashing safety light. And it's just red flashing by itself. So let's power up the other one. So I have two going here. This is the red flashing light and the main light on the other flashlight here. And so here's the red flashing light over here, and then the white LED lamp mode. Kind of looking at two of them side by side. And we got the red one here and a red and a blue flashing over here. So you can imagine you could use this, put on a backpack or something, like if you're riding a bike, as sort of a safety LED. If you're in a dark place and then maybe cars or something might not see you, then having something like this is probably going to be pretty useful. And here's the two flashlights, just using it in the low mode on basically the side LEDs as a lamp. It's not super bright, obviously. I mean, it's really bright. You can't really look straight at it, but it lights up an area. So you could potentially just use this as a light to like walk through an area to light it up if you don't want to use the flashlight. So here's I'll leave the lamp mode over here, and then here is the main flashlight in medium, high, low, and back to medium. So kind of compare and contrast the two lights here. You can kind of use them in different ways depending on what you feel like you want to use it for. But anyway, it's going to cover for this video. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check this flashlight out. Pretty versatile. I love the small size and the fact that it has all these different modes. You can use it in multiple different ways. But that's it for this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.